elections in U.S. history. But is the fight for the White House just getting started? I'll ask this week's headliner, former Republican Congressman Jack Kingston. And in the arena, we'll ask whether Trumpism is here to stay. Jack Kingston, thank you for joining me on Upfront. As you and I are speaking right now, there are still some votes in some key states that are still being counted, but Donald Trump says he already won. As early as Wednesday morning, he declared that he had won. Obviously, that is not true. The votes have not been counted. He also tweeted they are finding Biden votes in Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Michigan. That's not true. That is a lie. Counting votes is the way the process goes. That is not stealing, as he has said. So, Jack, why is the president of the United States calling counting votes stealing?
I think that the president has made it very clear he wants all legally cast votes counted, period. If they miss the deadline, if the form isn't filled out right, by law, they should not be counted. So I think the president is saying, listen, we just want the legal votes counted.
No, he said that they're finding votes. Counting votes means that the lead may go back and forth. That's how counting works. That's how a basketball game goes. So why is he calling it stealing?
Well, here's what happens. Well, did he say they were stealing, or
yes.
did they say they counted votes?
No, he's used the word stealing in multiple texts, multiple tweets, pardon me.
I think that the issue has been every time there's post-election counting, mysteriously, it's always Democrat votes that are found. I don't know why it works that way. We saw three
post-election. Oh, no, wait, hold on a second. What do you mean post-election counting? It's just counting.
Post-election means after the election is over several days. For example, in 2018,
No, Jack, hold on. I want to stick with this election right now. They're still counting ballots that came in. Some are in-person ballots and ballots that came in by election day. What is the problem with counting those votes?
In order to answer your question, I'm going to have to give you a historic reference. What is the problem with that? There's not one. So it's very important for you to understand. In 2018, we lost 3 congressional races in California after the election, 10 days afterwards, as votes were found. Suddenly they showed up, and the Republicans who finished election night after the count were on top, but 10 days later they were lost. That's why it is important to understand what happened in 2018, and that's what the president is referring to, that here we are.
So hold on, no, wait. So why isn't, as opposed to casting aspersions on the entire process, he could litigate that certain thing. We're not going to litigate that. What I'm saying is this has been going on for a while. Wait, hold on, Jack, hold on. This has been going on for a while, that for weeks the president has been trying to question the integrity of the election process, even before voting started. Does that not trouble you that the president of the United States has talked about the election that way? If this were happening in another country, the U.S. would be wagging their finger saying this is not how you conduct a democracy.
Well, perhaps you need to be reminded that the Biden administration, this is a fact, was spying on the Trump administration in 2016. In 2017...
So I don't need to be reminded of that, because that's not true, and that's not what the question is.
It absolutely is an answer to the question. It's just that you don't like the answer. Here's the reality. Obama spied on President Trump's election.
Jack, we're not going to do that. We are not going to do that. I want to talk about this. This is one of the most significant elections of our lifetime. I want to talk about this election. And the simple question is, why not? Jack.
Okay. You don't lose your narrative if I answer your question.
I don't have a narrative. I have a question, and the question simply is, why can't we count all of the votes? Then if you want to litigate and have lawsuits, do so. But why would the president of the United States simply respect the electoral process? This is not about past baseless allegations. I'm talking about right now.
I don't think we have any argument counting legal votes. There's no dispute about that. Where we are concerned is when signatures don't match, when ballots show up in the dark of the night, unexplained, oh, here's a box of 200 ballots. Well, where did they come from? Nobody seems to know. That, by the way, is happening in Savannah, Georgia, my hometown right now. So those are the irregularities that we are concerned about. Saying that ballots who are past the legal postmark can be counted, we are concerned about that. Listen, I am on the ground. This is my home city, Savannah, Georgia. I know exactly. I'll give you another example. A woman in Bibb County, Macon, Georgia, went to
no.
election, already voted. She has not. And again, these are facts. The problem is you guys always want to make Donald Trump anything he says bad. Did you challenge Hillary Clinton when she said to Joe Biden a month ago?
Jack, this is 2020. No, we're not doing Hillary Clinton. No, we're talking about this election. Let me ask you this. There are some states where the supporters and where Donald Trump says keep counting. There's other places where he's saying stop counting. What actually is the strategy post-election?
We just want to make sure that all the legal ballots are counted and they're done in the proper manner. I'm going to give you an example. Signature matches on absentee ballots are very important. It's not just a matter of counting it, it's just what you count. And if the signatures aren't matching, then you got to put the vote in a question mark.
And those are why monitors are there from both parties.
Yes, but in Philadelphia, as you know, as somebody who's been watching this, our monitors were not allowed inside until we brought a lawsuit and finally got the judge to agree with us today about that. The law in Philadelphia, in Pennsylvania, as you know, says that all ballots have to have a postmark by 8 o'clock on election night, but a court flipped that decision. We're going through the legal process of appealing that decision. How a court can decide something that the legislature has already passed just because they don't like it doesn't make any sense. So that's the right of appeal, and that's the sort of thing that we're doing.
So I still want to drill down on this one other thing. Are you concerned about the way the President of the United States talks about the election? Does that not concern you?
I don't know why the press is making a big deal about that. And no, it does not concern me.
Why?
It does concern me.
It's not. We're not making a big deal about it. The President of the United States has been trashing the election process for weeks. If this happened in another country, we would not say it was okay.
If you will yield the floor for 20 seconds.
Go ahead, sir.
Did you have the same outrage when Hillary Clinton
did not use the same rhetoric? No, Jack, I'm not going to let you do that. She did not use the same rhetoric that Donald Trump was. Do you want me to read all of his tweets?
Can I just have my 20 seconds?
Yes, sir.
Give me 10.
Go ahead.
And I promise you, Hillary Clinton told Joe Biden not to accept the results of this election regardless. That bothers me. Now, maybe she could say it more smoothly than Donald Trump said it, but she still said it. So don't act like the rough and tumble.
Okay, so hold on. You're boiling this down to just a matter of style. No, it's a lot more than that. What Donald Trump's rhetoric, it is incendiary. It is not just a difference in style between the two.
Well, then you certainly would admit with me and agree that the violence and the rioting in America has been caused by the left wing, Antifa in Portland and Seattle, Chicago, New York City. That's who's throwing bricks through windows and looting.
Okay, so I'm still trying to. You keep pivoting to all these other issues that have nothing to do with what I'm trying to ask you. No. The protests over the summer, riots is your term. The protests over the summer, that's not about what I'm asking you right now.
Burning cars and buildings, yeah, I'd say.
Okay, so let me ask you this, though. Let me ask you just one last question, Jack, all right? If Donald Trump loses, and as you and I are speaking, we don't know, okay? But let's just say that he does. Does he not owe it to fellow Americans, to voters, to stop attacking them and actually be conciliatory and try to unite the country? That happened even in 2000 with the cases that went all the way to the Supreme Court between Bush v. Gore. Does the President of the United States owe it to chill out on Twitter and just unite the country?
Yes, I do not want him to follow Hillary Clinton's example from 2016.
You got to stop that, Jack. It's not the same, and you know it's not.
It is absolutely.
It is absolutely not the same. No. Just real quick. No. One more question. Let me ask you again, very, very simply. Jack.
Do you believe the Russian hoax was true?
You really do, Jack. We're not doing this. We're not that. So I'm going to ask you one more time. Would you like for the president? Would you like for the President of the United States to try to unite the country? That's a simple question. That's a simple question.
If I can finish it.
No,
I'm
no,
gonna
no. If
need
you
my
can,
10
what? This is a yes or no. Would you like the
It's-
president of the United States to unite the country even if he loses?
Do not do what Hillary Clinton did with Russia hoax and spying on the other campaign. Don't drag through the country
Jack
through a
Kingston,
phony.
Jack Kingston, thank you very much for joining us on Upfront. Thank you.